to. So, yay. What are we working on with you?
Hi.
Hi.
Can you
There
hear
you
me?
go.
I'm thinking, depression and, which leads to like being lazy and unproductive and, um, I have a lot, but I guess that's like the main one. And just like my thoughts are all over the place and, um,
Yeah,
trying to get
that's
clear-headed.
okay.
I'm trying to focus. I have two
Okay.
little ones and yeah, it's just hard. Um, yeah.
Babies, babies are really hard sometimes,
Yeah.
most of the
Um,
time.
yeah.
So when you say depression, do you mean like lack of motivation? Do you feel like it's more of like a lack of motivation or like a depression where it's like a sadness or a heaviness?
Right now it's lack of motivation. I've pulled myself pretty good out of the hole I've been in. Um so yeah, right now I'm trying to do like meditation and stick to a routine and stuff like that. So right now it's just the yeah, lack of motivation. Like I have my to-do list and it just like gets longer and longer and then I'll be like, okay, tomorrow, tomorrow.
Okay.
And I don't know, it's
Yeah,
just
no,
like
let's
there's this um like a break, like a wall that I just need to like break through. I don't
okay,
know how to
let's do it.
describe it, but yeah.
If you're okay with it, let's work on lack of motivation because I feel like depression, um, just from what you're describing, it doesn't. Don't quote me on this, but like it does sound like depression, but I feel like it's more of like a lack of motivation issue. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
yeah, it is. Yeah, there's like there's this blot, and there's so many distractions, and it's just like, I'm a single mom with two kids. Their dad died, and the grief and just trying. It's just a lot. Yeah.
So sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank you.
it's like meant to be for you to get this session today then
Yeah.
because that's a lot. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Okay, so do you go by Samantha?
You can call me Sam. That's
Sam.
fine.
Okay, I'll call you Sam. So Sam is 33. Lack of motivation on a scale of 1 to 10. How do you rate that? 1 being the lowest and 10 being the most severe.
Probably about a 7.
7. Okay, so pretty high. All right. Okay, we'll have a quick moment of silence and we'll get to it.
All right, thanks.
All right, connect this proxy for you. Yeah, so what is the biggest emotion release now that's causing this lack of motivation? Maybe even out of 5. Terror, so like being terrified. When did this occur? Before the age of 10, 20, 29, 18, 17, 16, age 16. We need to know more. Okay, let's go ahead and release that. Did we correct that? What's the biggest emotion we can release now that has to do with this? That has to do with this lack of motivation. Can we even out of 3? Rejection. When did the 10, 20, 30, 28, 7, 6, 5, 4, age 24? Do we need to know more? Okay, let's go ahead and release that. Did we correct that? I just barely got on like 5 minutes ago, so you're good. What is the biggest emotion release now that's causing this lack of motivation? Can we even 5? Horror. When did this pretend? Age 10. We need to know more. Okay, let's go ahead and release that. Whew. Did we correct that? What's the biggest emotion release now that has to do with this? Hi, Six Sister stuff. How the heck are you? What is the biggest emotion release now that has to do with this lack of motivation? Maybe even 5. Unsupported. When did this 10, 20, age 20? Do we need to know more? Are you recognizing any of these emotions by chance, Lauren?
Yeah, I am. It's
You
interesting.
are.
What was the unsupported age?
Age 20.
20. Okay.
Okay, let's go ahead and release that. How old are your babies?
8 years old and 4, so they're not quite baby, but they're still young. My 4 year
Yeah.
old is just,
So,
I think he's like back to the tantrums and just in the,
I get
yeah.
that. I get that. My oldest is 8. Nope,
Oh,
just
okay.
kidding. She's 9. She's almost 10, but I still
Oh,
call all of my kids my babies.
right, yeah.
Yeah,
I always do it,
that's
but
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what's the biggest emotion we can release now that's causing this lack of motivation? May even 3. Sorrow. Sorrow is like kind of like a sad regret. When did
Hmm.
this occur? 29 to 16, age 16. We need to know more. Okay, let's go ahead and release that. Did we correct that? What's the biggest emotion we can release now that has to do with this lack of motivation? Maybe even 1. Insecurity. When did this 10, 20, 30, 28, 7, age 27? We need to know more. Okay, let's go ahead and release that. Ooh, did we correct? That was a big one. Do you recognize that one? Insecurity at
Yeah,
age
for
27?
sure. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Just generalize and yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on around that time too. That made it
Okay,
worse,
that makes
probably.
sense.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm always like
yeah.
questioning
Okay, what's
myself. So yeah.
that makes sense.
Mm.
So insecurity can not only mean like feeling insecure about yourself or your body or who you are as a person, your identity, but I feel like it can also be like a lack of security, like physical
Mhm.
security, um, all of that. So,
Yeah.
anyways, all right. So, what's the biggest emotion we can release now that's causing this lack of motivation? I may even 3. Rejection. When did this 10 to 9, 8, 7, 6, age 6? We need to know more. Okay, let's go ahead and release that. Did we correct that? What's the biggest emotion we can release now that has to do with this lack of motivation? Maybe even 5. Unsupported. When did this 10 to 9, 8, 7, age 7? We need to know more. Okay, let's go ahead and release that. Hi. Did we correct that? What's the biggest emotion we can release now that's causing this lack of motivation? Right? Even to 4. Anger. When did this 10, 20, 29 to 18, age 18? We need to know more. Okay, let's go ahead and release that. Did we correct that? What's the biggest emotion? All right, go ahead and stand up, walk around, take 10 steps, move your shoulders around, move your neck around.
Okay.
Give me a little shimmy, a little bit of twerking. Get it, get it, get it, get it. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, after a really big deep breath, how do you feel?
I do feel a little lighter and yeah, a lot better and I resonated with pretty much all of everything you said.
Yay! Oh, that's so awesome. So on a scale, how would you rate it? Could you put a number on it?
Um Probably about a 5. No. So
Awesome.
yeah, I'm
Awesome. I'm
doing like
excited to see
baby
what it's going to
steps
be
and
like
yeah.
tomorrow.
What's that?
Yes. No, no, no. I said I was just gonna say I'm excited to see what it's gonna feel like tomorrow because sometimes when people like sleep off a session,
Uh-huh.
they wake up like not necessarily like a different person, but they just wake up different, feeling like less heavy and all of that. So I'm excited to see what it's gonna do
Yeah,
for
I'm
you for
excited
tomorrow.
too. Yeah, I had a
Yay!
question because you said two of the same emotions at different ages. So were there like layers to it? Because one you said rejection 24 and one at 6, and like I resonate with both of those ages too. So is it just like
Good
that's
question.
what was blocked the most? I don't know.
Good question. Really good question. I actually get this a lot because there are about like 50, 60 emotions on the chart that we have.
Mhm.
And sometimes there's a couple different reasons for it. So it could have been two actual separate emotions that are contributing to the lack of motivation. And then also, it could have been, like, for example, um, our like we think in energy. Does that make sense? Everything is
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
And so sometimes the energy that we're describing is the closest to like that word, but then there's also another one that's like slightly different, but it that same word is the
Right.
closest thing it gets to. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. It
Cool.
does.
Anyways,
Uh,
but you also had unsupported at age 20 and age 7.
yeah, I
So,
see that. Yep. And those
which
were.
is interesting.
Yeah, it is very. And yeah, I can
Okay,
relate.
well,
Yeah.
thanks for being on here.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thank
Yep,
you.
have a good night.
You too. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.